Hi everyone, this is Country Music News International. My name is Nigel Sharpe, and way over there on the other side of the big pond is a young man by the name of Malachi Gagnon. And I hope I just pronounced your name right.
It's Gagnon, so you're really close though.
Gagnon, okay,
Yeah,
because it looks kind of French to
it
me.
is French. Yeah,
Um,
my it's French Canadian. So yeah,
okay. I did 7 years of French at school a long, long, long time ago. So when I see a name like that, I immediately think, yeah, French.
of course,
But Malachi, that sounds very biblical to me.
it is biblical. Yeah,
Is there any kind of story behind that? Anyone ever tell you why you got the name Malachi?
my dad was reading the Bible and he found those. My brother's name is Nehemiah, so
Oh,
he
cool.
yeah, he went for it. He was like he could have done Peter or John, but we went for it's a pretty good name. Not many people have it, so yeah.
So anybody watching this video might notice that Malachi looks rather young, and he is. He's probably for sure. He's the youngest person I have ever interviewed. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I would like to know how old you are, Malachi.
I'm 17.
You're 17 now.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So how does it happen that a 17-year-old and you started when you were 16 maybe in terms of releasing material? How do you get to this kind of stage in your life that you're writing songs, releasing this material, getting a zillion hits on various forms of social media? Can you explain it
Yeah,
all to me?
I can try. I was let's think. Around 13, when I started kind of like playing guitar and singing a little bit. I had never done it before, and so I just kind of went for it. I started started a Instagram and TikTok and started doing covers of songs that I was listening to at the time, and had a good group of people behind me, my family, and some other close families of mine, just extremely supportive. Um, yeah, and I just kept at it for a good amount of time. I've been doing it for 4 years, which is crazy. And I've been releasing music for 2 years, so I would have been 15 when I started releasing music.
It is absolutely totally crazy. I mean, I
Yeah.
started playing the guitar when I was about 12, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't have had a first kind of public showing. I mean, the first gig I had, I would have been 15, maybe 16. And, that was amazing. But,
Yeah,
writing songs and all that kind of stuff. I did also read actually on your bio that it says you've got hundreds of songs on your iPhone.
I have a lot of songs on my phone in my notes app that will never be heard, but by very close people. Um, yeah, it's a collection. It's definitely a good bit of songs there.
Do you just use that as kind of ideas that you kind of flesh out a bit later on, or
Yeah, some of them are just, songs that express a feeling that I'm feeling right now that, maybe too specific for other people or wouldn't relate to anybody really. Kind of just like almost as a way to just express my emotions and stuff and vent.
yeah?
It's a very music is just a great outsource for that. So
Now, originally, I think you're from New Hampshire. Is that right?
yes. Yeah, yeah.
But you're based in Florida now.
So I lived there for 5 years, but I have recently moved back to New Hampshire about a
Huh.
year ago. So now I'm living way up north, almost in Canada. And
Yeah,
I love it here.
yeah. The first time I ever went to the States was a college exchange program, and I was at the University of Vermont
Really?
in Burlington,
Very
which
cool.
was a beautiful town, and
Yeah.
that whole area of New England, I
Yeah.
loved it up there. That was really really cool.
Yeah, it's my
And
home.
yeah, so what's going to be dropping in at that time?
September is gonna be a song called "Reason to Live." It's about my friend Ethan who he took his own life almost 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years when it releases. Um, and so that's kind of a, you know, extremely personal song.
Yeah.
It's vulnerable, and I put it on Instagram a month or two ago, to kind of just let people have it because I played it for my family and they were, you know, they loved it, and I decided like I'm gonna almost felt like it would be an injustice to people who needed to hear the words that I was singing, if I didn't release it. So I put it on Instagram and was begged by people who were saying it helped them feel cared for. It helped them find closure with a friend who had done something like that, and so it was very special to see all that. And they had begged me to just put out on streaming platforms, and so I went to the studio and I put my heart into this song, and it's really cool to be able to see it released soon and let people have that, because it's helped me and it's helped a good bit of other people. And so I pray that through its duration of being released, it helps more people.
Did I also read that you're doing this as a kind of cooperation thing with a charity or a society that helps people with these kind of issues?
It is it's being released in Suicide Awareness Month.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like a special month for that. It raises awareness for sure. And it just reminds people that, like, you know, reminds them to stay confident in who they are. And even though like you can't see past that hurt, it encourages the people to just keep going and stay strong.
Yeah, well, respect to you for releasing the song and backing that kind of up. What else? What's actually kind of the latest release that you have available?
Think About Me released back in May. It's kind of like a little bit of a folk feel. It's got a little folk song, and it's kind of about just wondering, kind of like the title suggests, if they're thinking about you too, because like I drive down this street and I see that place we used to hang out at, and it starts gets me thinking. And I'm just thinking, are they thinking about me?
What about other influences for you? I mean, I'm guessing we're not just talking about sort of traditional or pure country. I get the feeling that you're influenced by any number of genres.
Yeah, a lot of genres. People like I listen to a lot of Morgan Wallen, but like not like newer, like older original Morgan Wallen. Back when he first started, and that inspired me to kind of like just my love for music. And then Shawn Mendes, who's a pop artist, kind of helped me with that pop aspect that I kind of bring into country.
Yeah.
And then more recently, it's been artists like the Lumineers, and Noah Kahn and Bonnie Bear, who are more alternative, not as country music, but they have that writing that's just vulnerable and real. And I think that's a lot of country music is like that as well. And so that's, I think, I really enjoy writing. It's my favorite thing to do. And so I think all those artists are super talented writers, and it's really cool.
When it comes to recording all this stuff, I mean, do you actually do this in Nashville? I mean, do you go there often, or do you have other recording locations?
No, I do it in Florida. It's out of Clear Track Studios,
Oh,
which is in Clearwater. It's right on the beach, which is really cool.
sounds nice.
My producer has become a good friend of mine. His name is Spencer Bradham. We've done, I have to think of how many songs I've released now. Uh 13 to 11 songs together now, which is crazy. Um Front to back, and that's it's the coolest thing ever. I mean, we just go in there and we record. Um Usually it takes 2 days roughly, to finish the song, which isn't too bad. And then that gets sent out to some people out in Nashville and California who finish it, mix it, and master and stuff. And so all like those technical parts, I have someone else for. Um, Ryan Hewitt actually mixes. He does a lot of great stuff, and it's kind of it's an honor to have him mixing my songs. So it's really cool. Just the process. I've watched it. I've learned a lot. So I've become almost a producer of my own music recently.
Right.
And so my mom was like telling my friends, which was kind of embarrassing, but she was like, he's a completely different human being in that studio who's just like locks in and he's so into it. And it's true. Like I changed my mindset. I'm on grind mode.
Yeah, I can kind of relate to that. I mean, if I've got a gig, the moment that I walk onto the stage, it's like I'm a different person. Off stage, I'm really quite quiet, quite reserved. On stage, I'm not. I'm very open. I love seeing people in front of me. I love talking to them. I want to communicate with them.
Yeah,
And I think it's a similar kind of thing because you're doing that kind of crucial element in your life, which is making music.
for sure.
And I'm kind of guessing you're going to carry on with this career. I mean, what? Here's a question for you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time, or 10 years' time?
In 5 years, I will have just finished college. I'm going to college for a few years in Virginia.
Right.
So that's cool. I'm excited for that. I'm finishing out senior year right now. Well, going into like Tuesday, I go back to school Tuesday,
Yeah.
and that's senior year. It's crazy. But I'm excited. 10 years. I hope to be doing this forever. I mean, it's a dream. And right now, it's looking good. I love doing it so much. Even if it's not a career, music's always going to be like a huge part of my life. And I love making it, writing it. I love playing the guitar. So just having it in my life, it'll always be there. Whether I go into construction like my dad did, or I guess play golf. I don't know. Maybe I go to the PGA somehow. I'd always have music there, but I hope to do it forever and if it's a career, that's pretty cool.
Well, speaking from my own sort of experience, once music kind of grabs you, it just doesn't let you go.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually
Yeah, it's
really
become
matter.
a
Yeah,
pretty
it's just part of your life. And I don't
yeah,
think
it's become
it doesn't really matter if it's a career or not.
yeah.
It's, it's just you.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah, I've become kind of consumed by it almost in every aspect of I'm either listening to music or I'm making music.
Making,
And
yeah, exactly.
I'm not upset about it, honestly. The only time I'm not doing that is golfing, actually. I love, taking that time to you're in nature and it's silent, and you can just be at peace and not, worry about noise or thinking about everything else. And so I kind of separate, my life, actually, really. I'd separate like everything that's going on in life and then I golf. That's what I do. Which makes me angry sometimes, but it's fine. I still love it.
That's the first time I've talked about golf in one of these interviews.
We're on a lot of firsts here.
There you go. First time for everything.
Yeah.
Good. Malachi, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I've got lots of stuff to make up the interview, a little video that we put out.
Yeah.
So thanks very much for taking the time
Thank you for having me.
for speaking to us. We do appreciate it a lot over here. We're trying to kind of, I mean, country music news is, if you like, it's global, but we started out here in Europe, and we're just trying to kind of make more people aware of all this great music that's
Yeah.
just out there, and you're part of that, and we like to be part of it too. Okay, I'll say give you a old thumbs up and say goodbye and thanks again.
Thank you for having me.